This video is sponsored by Single Point Solution. Single Point is pioneer in production and distribution of electric vehicles like electric bikes, electric scooters and three-wheelers. Single Point also provide consulting services to small F players.
Hello friends, I am Kanchan from Akulmach Technologies and you are welcome to our show. Today we have an interesting topic to discuss. As you know that US elections are around the corner, it is in November. Now US election is a very important incident because it has some impact on India and US-India ties. As you know, Trump and Biden has different approach towards the ties towards the foreign policy, but both the candidate needs India to push back China. So that is very important aspect of this election. A part of this, there are new changes which is being done in US Indian students who are going to US, because now they have fixed a time limit of 4 years for education of students. So if you say in few years back, if 2 lakh students are going from India, they contributed around $8 billion to US economy. A part of this, US is a top trading partner. So all this will have a major impact on the economy and on the US-India ties. To discuss this further, we have Sitesh Srivastava, who has worked in different continent. He has a deep interest in politics and corporate trainings. So I would like to welcome Sitesh Srivastava and know more about this upcoming US election and its impact on India. Welcome to the show, Sitesh.
Thank you, Kanchan. Thank you so much. It's a wonderful discussion. It's a wonderful day ahead. Though I hear there are some flooding challenges in your city, but it is amazing. How have you been?
Yeah, I'm fine. It is quite rainy atmosphere here since all night it was raining. So we have few challenges, but yes, life has to go on. So we are here to discuss this topic.
This is a very interesting topic, Kanchan, and this is actually one of the most important international trending topic for the whole world. One, because it is not only about the America, it is also about the world and how the world economy would change after the 3rd November. And most of the international policy related decisions are now hinging on 3rd of November, and which is less than a month. Now, of course, Kanchan, that is going to impact India as well. While United States accounts only for 5% of the world population, but it generates 20% of the world income. And that makes it a very important political ally any country would like to have. Given the situation on our India, economy, pandemic, borders, issues with China, and there are a couple of situations with the IT, how it is getting affected, the visas and all those things. It is important to discuss how things would move if Mr. Trump does not return to White House. And it is interesting to see the relationship that our Prime Minister has developed with Mr. Trump over the years. There was a Howdy Modi event in Texas several months back, and we saw a great camaraderie between Mr. Modi and Mr. Trump. At the same time, Mr. Biden and his vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris, their party have a great relationship. We had a great relationship when Mr. Obama was the president. And there, though more or less, any country's elections depend on the national issues, more or less. national and the provincial or state-wise issues. In America's case, it is different. In the United States case, it is different because United States is made of mostly of immigrants. That is the country is mostly made of immigrants who actually proclaimed in 1776 in modern America that we know about. And you sit in a city which has a very, very close relationship with America. What do you say, Kanchan?
Yes, I really feel about all people, especially in southern part of India. They go to US, but I think there's around 50% decline as a preferred destination. If we say US, no more a preferred destination. So people are also checking out other approaches, other destination, other important places where they can grow. But then here, that is one part of it. But second part is that since US ties are important to India, India as a partner is important to US, and both the presidential candidate somehow they have to come have a shake hand with India to really have impact on this area of this world. But then US is moving out of Afghanistan. So, and then we have problem of Pakistan. So how, and then we have a problem with China also, territorial issues which are there, as you know. So now how the new president will be tackling this, that is also one of the important aspect. Now, as you mentioned, Trump, we had a very strong and very cordial relationship with Trump. But when the other presidential candidate will suppose being elected, how this will turn into a good relationship?
So, Kanchan, traditionally, after Pandit Nehru, India has slowly tilted towards a United States-centric relationship. And before that, it was more about a Russia-centric relationship.
Right.
Russia was part of the same side of the world, and America happens to be really far. But in the given situation, the India-America relationship, it has always been very cordial, very interesting, and very intense relationship, where we have also seen sanctions during the Pokhran time, and we have also seen a sweetening of the relationship under different presidential administrations of United States. I mean, comes to my mind the relationship during Barack Obama's time, or Mr. Bill Clinton's time, George Bush time, and recently Mr. Trump's time. I mean, I feel, Kanchan, whether it is Mr. Trump or Mr. Biden, India is nothing to lose with this relationship, which is very strong, not only in the trading partnership. India's dependence on United States, Kanchan, if I can quote FY 1920, the bilateral trade between USA and India stood around $88.75 billion. That positions United States as the top trading partner for India. And therefore, the influence of American presidential election has a connotations from the trading point. I would think it is at this pandemic time, we have all been locked for more than 250 days around the world. So the economy has to rebound. People have to go to work. There has to be export. There has to be import. And if that starts happening in not like a pre-COVID era, but at least in the new normal, I think the other tensions that we spoke about, the border issue with China, Pakistan, they all will, find their right fitment into the scenario. And given this situation, whether it is Mr. Biden or Mr. Trump, India will have a small changes in the policy from the United States side, but more or less, if we have seen in last few months, Trump has been really vocal about China. He has imposed sanctions and the policies around the TikTok, Huawei, and all these
Right.
issues. But Biden seems to be more inclusive
Right.
in his approach,
Right.
and I think we as India, we are the neighbors of China, and therefore any escalation between us is something that we need to deal first at hand, and then we need to look at our allies. And that's what our government policy people, our lawmakers should ensure. What do you say?
I feel if Trump wins, that will be music to ears of Indians, especially the economic and stock market. But we yet to see the policies of Biden, how his approach. Few have very bad report about his relations with China. He wants to tie up with China more. These are few people who are just saying. But then I think Trump has more individualistic approach when it comes to India and US relationship. As far as Biden is concerned, he will. I think he believes building a strong coalition uh, and approach China and push China back. So that is one point. A part of this, I think. What your opinion? Who you vote in case if you are in US?
So Kanchan, I'm interested in the world dynamics, world politics, and keen interest in the political system. At the same time, very keen interest in public administration and the way things are shaping up. So around a month back, Joe Biden had a 75.7% chance of winning, according to some kind of a poll that was by some kind of a forecasting model. And I think what we and the world has seen, that's in this pandemic, suddenly the lid has been taken over by the infallibility or the greatness of the American health system. And despite so many of the collaborations with all the world countries and the World Health Organization and cross collaborations in the field of epidemiology, still the USA could not control it, and it was unbelievable for many people that how could this be so much. I was in South Africa, and people used to ask me, Kanchan, how come Africa or South Africa is less affected than Americas? And that was the most surprising and the analytical point in my thinking. And therefore, suddenly, as you say, a lot of people are not willing to travel at this point of time to America. Many people have returned from America during those Vande Bharat missions and other rescue missions. But I think it is, but I must respect the American electorate. I must respect the American people's choice, and they know the best. We can only speculate from the India's relationship point, which I said that I think India has nothing to lose, a few policy things here and there. And we have always welcomed any American president or the presidential delegation with very warm welcome given, whether it is Mr. Obama, Mr. Trump, or Bill Clinton, or anybody else for that matter. And I'm sure, Kanchan, the amount of Indians who are there in America, whether they are the first generation, second generation Indians, or the first time Indians who are working there, they know the best, and they will choose the best candidate. Whoever is the candidate, India is a dependable partner. We all know it. We are transparent. we are clear in our thought process. Kanchan, there is nothing, I'm not shy to admit that probably from a policy perspective, we might be a little slow. But given our trade between USA and India, that is going to grow and it is going to be strengthened. I think our IT guys will have their visas, opened again. They would be able to freely travel, and that's how it would be.
Okay, I feel irrespective of the outcome of the election, India is a unique and integrated partner of US. And one more point is that India will anyone who comes on as a president, but in any circumstances, India will be the biggest market for the world. Will remain like that.
That's true. That's true. And it is important to see the swing states in American elections, such as California, New York, Massachusetts, Minnesota, or New Hampshire, North Carolina. These are the swing states. In the last minute of the election in progress, there could be a surprise, and that surprise can tilt on any side. And I am waiting to see that interesting minute by minute coverage by the international and the national media. And that would be very, very interesting to see. And the small silver lining is, if Biden wins, Kamala Harris is there, though comes as a vice presidential nominee.
Right.
And she has an Indian connection, but I would like to believe that she is an American first,
Right.
and Indian American is a better term.
Right.
And therefore, but it always feels good to know that she is a first generation senator, and she has been selected as a running mate for Joe Biden. And it would be good to see for America a first lady vice president.
From
You
India.
say?
Yeah, from India. I mean, Indian connection.
From India, yeah.
So I think I'll look forward towards 3rd of November, when all this will be decided and all speculation will be put at ease. So we'll be discussing more about this in our coming series. Till then, bye-bye, take care.
Yes, Kanchan, and I would like to just invite all the listeners and viewers of this conversation to maybe think and post a slogan between India and US relationship, something that becomes as catchy as a phrase.
Yes, we look forward to get more comments and what our viewers thinks about this particular discussion which we have done. So look forward to you, Sitesh, in our next series. Till then, bye-bye.
Thank you.